Is the UK heading for civil war this month, and should we be preparing for it? What's up, preppers? Welcome back to another video, and we're talking about a subject that has been skirted over for the last year and a half, and that is civil war in the UK. I've always been the advocate that it's not possible as such because of the way that we have gun control and stuff like that in the UK, so it's never really come to my mind as a possibility. Now, if you step that down a notch and you look at civil unrest and riots, and then take that out of just one place and spread it across the entire country, you essentially have what would be the effects of a civil war, but rioting, fighting, battling between certain groups across the country. But why this month? Why specifically are we talking about this now? Elon Musk mentioned in 2024 during the August riots that civil war is inevitable. And he got a lot of stick from that from our Prime Minister, and there was a bit of back and forth with all that. Recently, we've had this Operation Raise the Colours. Now, I for one think this is an awesome thing. I love to see patriotism in this country. The problem we have is there's associations with the St. George's Cross that make people think it's far right instantly. Because in the past it's been adapted by far-right groups such as the EDL and people like that, then it's got that association. However, that should be irrelevant. Before any of that, it's our country's national flag. And the Union Jack, which is the national flag, which is the flag of the UK, all of the countries of the UK. Flying them up and down the country, off lampposts, on the sides of buildings, on people's private flagpoles, I think is a great sight. And it's brilliant, and I like that patriotism. I genuinely wish we had more of it. That is what makes me a bit envious of some of the American places I've visited, how patriotic they are. Now, the St. George's Cross, which is the English flag that you all know and have seen, is not inherently offensive in any way. But its meaning's highly contested, with some viewing it as a symbol of national pride and others associating it with the far right, because of such groups like EDL. And surveys show that a significant number of Britons have unfavourable opinions on people flying the flag, and highlighting the divisive nature of its symbolism. Now, I'm here to tell you the EDL, the English Defence League, hasn't existed for quite a while. This is not a far-right flag. It is our national flag. It is our country. We should have pride in it. We should be able to fly it, no problems. And this Operation Raise the Colours was a great idea. Now, the problem we have from that is it was organised by well-known far-right extremists, according to articles. And of course they're talking about Andy Saxon, who was formerly a key member of the EDL when it still existed. But that's not to say that he is a far-right extremist in any way. He's a patriotic person. And back then, if you were looking for a patriotic group, they were few and far between, and that was one of them. Not justifying any of his actions, but as far as I'm concerned, this Operation Raise the Colours was superb, excellent, and I'm fully behind it. We get a bit of a stick where it's not just flying flags when you're painting it on roundabouts and stuff like that. That I don't condone, only for the fact it is a form of vandalism. Fly flags. Flags are fine. Please just fly flags. Don't graffiti walls, don't paint over roundabouts and stuff like that. But by all means, get behind the flying of the flags, whether that's the St. George's Cross or whether that's the Union flag. Now, this is all coming to a head within the next 2 weeks as we approach September the 13th. This is a key date to have in our diaries. Now, this is not me telling you to go and do anything. Let's get that straight. We are preppers. We avoid the huge crowds and crazy things that could end up in bad. But as preppers, it's a key date, as in it could be a date where things really start to heat up in the UK. And if that happens, we will see knock-on effects with everything, with logistics, with food, with fuel, with curfews, with martial law even. There could be all sorts of knock-on effects, and this is why we look to things. Now, the Free Speech Festival, as it's named, organised by Tommy Robinson on the 13th September in London, has been advertised everywhere as a family event. Okay? He has literally said, if you're going to come there drinking and kicking off, don't bother. It is bring your kids, bring your families. It's a patriotic pride kind of festival. And it's not about kicking off. It's not about violence or anything like that. So everyone needs to be going there with the right intentions, the good intentions. And he's genuinely putting this message out quite a lot on his own social medias, as are other organisations. This isn't the problem. The problem with any of these demonstrations recently, whether it be outside a hotel, whether it be in Southport or anything like that, has never been the far right St. George flag waving people. It's been the opposition. The opposition that don't even know what they're chanting, that are shouting like Nazis, Nazi chants, calling other people Nazis. It's absolute insanity. But this is where the problem's going to stem. This is why this could be a match head, the tipping point in the country. Because we have this huge thing going on in London, the 13th September. There's going to be loads of people down there. It's going to be, hopefully it all goes off without a hitch. It'll all be wonderful. However, doing some research, I'm just going to share this with you now. So first off, we have this completely not far left journalist. Join demo on the 13th of September to oppose Tommy Robinson. Join the Stand Up to Racism counter demonstration to stop the far right rampage. Listen to the wording of that. The far right rampage. You've got the organisers talking about it being a family event. Don't come out there causing trouble. Don't come out there drinking. Leave the yobbos at home. Make sure you're in control of your own friends, etc. And then you've got this rhetoric. Stand up to racism. Counter demonstration to stop the far right rampage. So this is from the socialistworker.co.uk. Some 20,000 anti-racists marched against Robinson last year. And they're showing a picture of that. And they're going on about it, and basically it's just, I don't even want to read it all. It's waffle. It really is. The stand up to racism, is a great cause to stand up to racism. 100% behind that. This is not standing up to racism. You are standing up to patriotism. You are protesting against patriots who want to protect themselves, their families, and their country and their identity. Tell me what's wrong with them things. So you've got this socialist worker saying, get down to London on the 13th and let's disrupt this far right rampage. Another, standuptoracism.org.uk organisation. Must be professional. March against fascism on Saturday the 13th of December. Stop Tommy Robinson. Stop him from what? Putting a message across to our government that they need to hear. They've actually got these whole flyers. National demo march against fascism. Unite versus Tommy Robinson. London. And you can even download the A5 flyer, share it yourself. They're sharing it across their social media platforms there with 80,000 followers. So, yeah, you can see where the problem may start. And you see here that same leaflet is on Eventbrite. Why is it on Eventbrite? Because they are organising coaches, Manchester coach to London to protest against Tommy Robinson. Coach leaves at 7:30 a.m. That's a long coach ride to stand up to nothing. Manchester coaches plural, will depart from Charlton Street on London onto London to join the protest to stop Tommy Robinson. Absolutely insane. 14 hours. Tickets are £5 to £50. Should we have a look? Waged, low-waged, student special, solidarity ticket. What categories are there? So if you get paid, you've got to pay 25 quid. If you get paid but not as much as everyone else, you've got to pay 15 quid. If you're a student, you pay a fiver because they know that's where their biggest audience is. And a solidarity ticket. If you're a flash lefty, you can pay £50 just for the sake of it. There you go, running coaches to these protests as well. And finally, just to show you it's all over the place, this is Mumsnet. 25-year anniversary Mumsnet. Great resource for new mums, stuff like that, parenting skills. You can, dads can use it as well. It's a great source of that. Why are they allowing this same leftist propaganda on a site that's about parenting? There we go. It's everywhere. So, how does this boil round to prepping? Because this is no longer going to be this peaceful protest. This, everything's fine. They are bussing in opposition to antagonise, to fight against. What does that mean? That means scores and scores of police. That means at some point it could escalate, as we've seen on multiple occasions, not just from the right or just from the left, from both sides, even from the police themselves. So this is why this could be a boiling point, a tipping point that could really ignite something across the country. We hope not. We always hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. But as a prepper, I'll be keeping a very close eye on this, because the knock-on effects of this, for me, more than anything else, could be a power grab from a failing government to maintain order and control. And we all remember last time that a UK government did an exercise in control. And how many of you were at the door clapping like seals and doing as you're told? Is that going to happen again? Who knows? Martial law? Have we got enough military to even do that? Cadets on the streets is probably what will be next. So, just wanted to bring your attention to that this is not just going to be a peaceful protest, which we hope it would have been. It's going to be countered by masses of left-wing, anti-racist people who are protesting against something that's not racist in the first place. So I don't understand. You'll hear them. They'll be shouting their own agenda and using the stage that Tommy's set to push their own agenda. I'll be stocking up beforehand. I'll be counting my supplies, and I'll be keeping a very close eye on this. Stay safe, preppers, wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Yeah.